What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Tragically Hip. And once again, major shout out to Yvonne, great friend of the channel, who sent me an email not long ago detailing which tracks from both this I hadn't yet reacted to. So, big shout out to you. We are going to listen to Nautical Disaster, a track that a couple folks mentioned in the last few Tragically Hip reactions. And another track that great friend of the channel, David, who again, I haven't heard from him in a while. He hasn't been active on Facebook in a few months, but he had mentioned this tune along with a few others when I first started going through Tragically Hip, so I've been looking forward to it for a while. It's a pretty straightforward phrase, and in some cases I'm always wondering, do I take this more metaphorically, more figuratively, or more literally? Here it feels like we're probably going to reference some actual historical nautical disaster, though that could be the events themselves. It could be a personal narrative or narratives within that story. It could relate to the social or cultural impact of the event. Perhaps it could be all of those things. Either way, I expect it to be a narrative in time, even if, that timeline is mostly after the event, or if it is indeed the story of the disaster itself. I did want to mention I've begun to wade into doing some music video reactions. I'm starting with groups I've been deep diving on the longest, and the ratio will still be many more audio reactions to every music video or live performance reaction. And indeed, I know that latter type of visual reaction will be particularly interesting for the Tragically Hip, given what people have said about their live performances and some of Gord's vocal performances. Nevertheless, yeah, it's probably going to be down the road for Tragically Hip, again, because there's a number of artists that I've been deep diving on for longer, and, people have been, excited now that I've started to do some music video reactions. And I did also sort of set myself a rule that I'm only going to react to music videos or live performances of songs I've already done audio reactions for, because inevitably when you watch something visually, you're looking at those details, you're maybe not hearing the sounds as immersively as you would otherwise. So I just want to keep doing audio reactions first and then music video and or live performances later. But at some point down the road, we will begin to do any and all available music videos or live performances for them. So ultimately, I'm looking forward to, as I said, the live performances in particular, given what folks have talked about. But nevertheless, we'll keep going through their, recorded studio material in this form first, and, once we finish your favorites, we'll see what we can do album-wise after that. But yeah, Nautical Disaster. I'm curious to hear what will be on offer or what I can pick up on a first listen. Let's find out. This is the Tragically Hip. The tune is Nautical Disaster, and it's taken here from the second disc of Your Favorites.
I had this dream where I relished the fray, and the screaming filled my head all day. It was as though I'd been spit here, settled into the pocket of a lighthouse on some rocky socket off the coast of France, dear. One afternoon, 4,000 men died in the water here. 500 more were crashing madly as parasites mine in your blood.
epic tune, one of my favorites, and notable for having that structure that I've seen some different groups do in my recent deep dives, where a tune has like the final 40, even 50% is instrumental and, solo, atmospheric sections, but, largely or completely without vocals. But yeah, I mean, I caught the bit at the beginning, the screaming. He was having a dream, and like it was something about the people screaming. Later, we hear of people that are in the water, which again, it sounds like a boat has gone asunder, and there weren't enough lifeboats for everyone, or perhaps even if people are in lifeboats, they still need to become rescued. Need to become rescued. That's probably the worst grammar I've ever said in a sentence on camera. Nevertheless, yeah, it sounded like we're talking actual nautical disaster. And then I was thinking like maybe it's calling people who died or something, like informing them that, people, but either way, it was like something about the telephone and you're getting by on both nights, and something about Susan. So there's like a whole like personal layer to this that I didn't know how to connect to the bits that seemed like they were indeed overtly about some disaster. So I look forward to people commenting. Again, when over the years I would listen to a tune multiple times, and after a few times I'd usually know most if not all of the words. And in some cases it was like I'd have to read into it, like what is this event or this incident they're talking about, and then it's like, oh, okay, now I looked in my encyclopedias. Remember encyclopedias? But yeah, these days I do a reaction, and sometimes people just post the lyrics outright. Usually people are giving analyses and at least interpretations. Obviously some groups I'm going through, it's more interpretational and they're more like conceptual style lyrics. I mean, literally one group I'm going through, Cocteau Twins, they've made songs that are mostly like lyrics built on sounds. It doesn't matter like what the words are, it just matters what the sounds of the vocals are like. So yeah, obviously different here, but ultimately it is cool as I do these deep dives, and as more people come to join the channel. These days, within an hour or two of posting a video, I often have a pretty good sense of what it's about, and in some cases different opinions, at least about aspects of it. But I look forward to hearing about this one. A rocking tune. The drum sonics, I didn't really like emphasize it like during the reaction, because I was really trying to follow the lyrics, and then it went into that cool instrumental section where the guitar kind of was guiding the central focus of the tune. But the drums really had a powerful pop to them, and those snare rolls at the measure changes really hit. So yeah, like cool like timbre of sound for the drums, like good mastering, good recording, and obviously good drumming itself. And again, Gord sounding fantastic. A couple moments in, like when he lets it fly in that bluesy kind of like howling sort of way, it's like, oh my god, like I can't take it. So knowing again some of those live performances, having heard of the epic nature of some of his delivery, I am very much looking forward to that. But as I said, lots more to go in the audio journey first, including several more tunes on this CD. I think CD 1, it's down to like 1 or 2. So yeah, we'll get through everything, and then as I said, we'll see what we can do for some of the proper albums. And at some point in the coming months, I would say, we can begin to go through at least a handful of the most important music videos, and at some point after that, we'll start going through live performances as well. So I appreciate folks who have patience for it. Once again, shout out to Yvonne for sharing the Tragically Hip and bringing them into my life and making this deep dive a thing. Deep dive. I'm not sure why I said it like that, but Duncan MacLeod would like to know. In any case, I'll stop being a crazy person. Do let me know what you think of the tune. Look, I like how I could do anything. I have bloopers. Sometimes I hit my elbow on the mixer. Like all sorts of ridiculous things happen. It doesn't matter. Like she just sleeps. She's the stoic philosopher when it comes to sleeping. So let me know what you think of the tune. I'll see you next time. Peace.